Assalamualaikum and hi. Today I would like to present our research of the awareness toward using mobile banking during outbreak of COVID-19 among Malaysia. Chapter 1 Introduction Background of Study. The COVID-19 pandemic is known as the coronavirus pandemic. It's a worldwide coronavirus outbreak that is triggered globally by acute respiratory syndrome. By 16 March, the virus is reported in every state and federal territory in the country, which is the largest cluster was linked to a tabligh jemaat. The Prime Minister of Malaysia was later announced measures to tackle the outbreak. A nationwide movement control order (MCO) was announced to mitigate the spread of COVID-19 through social distancing. Mobile banking is very convenient in today's digital age. To break the COVID-19, people must stay at home and quarantine, so that they use the mobile banking to order online products. The use of mobile banking very important for cash flow in and out in order to keep the country economy moving. Problem statement. The Nestle survey showed that 78% of Malaysia use mobile device to browse social media and only 34% use them to purchase goods and service. The statistics show that China dominates when it has the most active internet and mobile banking user. This statistic show that the rate is still low of digital payment platform in Malaysia. This study had choose three factors toward the awareness of using mobile banking. Among them are usefulness, relative advantage, and perceived risk. That's the research objective, which is to examine the relationship between usefulness and the awareness toward using mobile banking. And the research question: does usefulness has a relationship with the awareness of using mobile banking? Significance of study. Obviously, in this challenging, time-consuming, and SME turn to digital channel. This is proving to be an unexpected catalyst and yet another business case for mobile banking opportunity in Malaysia. According to the health guideline, is to avoid physical communication. That's mean reducing people movement and increase the amount of time they spend at home and prefer use the mobile banking. Next, the scope of study. The study mainly involved an investigation of the relationship between the factors that affect the awareness in mobile banking with its usefulness, relative advantage, and perceived risk. The target population is all Malaysia. The type of this study was to conduct a quantitative method analysis, and we used the questionnaire to collect the data. The study extends the use of the role of technology acceptance model and the theory of planned behavior (TPB).
I will continue this presentation with 1.7, which is organization chapter. Chapter 1 discuss the introduction that have all the information about awareness using mobile banking. Chapter 2 discuss about the relevant literature and the general concept mobile banking. Chapter 3 discuss the different research methodology commonly used by research in the area of information system. The next one is operational definition. The first one is awareness using mobile banking. Bank customer awareness of mobile banking service as representative by the amount of information they have about the service. The second one is usefulness. The level at which the performance of his at her job is enhanced by the use of the certain technology. And the third one is relative advantage. The relative advantage describes the degree to which an innovation is perceived as providing more benefit than the procedure. Lastly, it perceives risk. To extent to which the risk of innovations is involved. Refer to the degree of risk involved in the use of innovation, and therefore technology have some level of risk associated with innovation. Next, we move to chapter 2, which is literature review. Introduction. This chapter provides a good picture and interpretation and how the research system consists of independent variable and dependent variable. Theoretical framework. The first one is TAM, which is a tentative acceptance model. The perceived useful factor and perceived as of use factor are the key factor in computer-based acceptance, which is TAM behavior. TAM's research model construct should provide strong empiric support for model banking research and account for the technological, the social factor that influence the intention to use the mobile banking system. The second one is TBP. TBP is a theory of planned behavior. TBP has been applied to the wide range of behavior in order to better understanding. The study can use the theory to determine the behavior of mobile banking among Malaysians. Next is per study. The first one is youthfulness. Perceived youthfulness has a big effect on customer attitude towards mobile banking in Ghana. At the bottom, at the South African pyramid, perceived youthful and ease of use has a significant impact on mobile banking adoption. Second one is relative advantage. Relative advantage influence the Brazilians' intention to adopt mobile banking service. An investigation into the factor affecting Saudi Arabia mobile banking adoption revealed the relative advantage has a significant effect of mobile banking in Mauritius insignificant relative to the intent. Persist risk. Persist risk to the buyer depend on the amount involved in the buying decisions. Persist risk has the significant impact on the Brazilians, Ghana and Arab Saudi intention to use the perceived risk awareness in mobile banking. Based on the responses of 300 banking users, their analysis showed that perceived usefulness and awareness of mobile banking had a substantial effect on users. Lastly, 2.4 is research framework. There are the relationship between independent variable and dependent variable. There are three independent variables, which is the first one is usefulness, the second one is relative advantage, and the third one is perceived risk. And dependent variable is awareness using mobile banking.
Okay, we move to the research hypothesis. Okay, the first one is usefulness and awareness toward mobile banking. The M-commerce adoption study in Oman showed that perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use have a significant impact on the adoption of M-commerce services. So the hypothesis is there is significant relationship between usefulness and awareness toward using mobile banking during outbreak of COVID-19 among Malaysians. The second one is the relative advantage and awareness toward using mobile banking. The adoption of mobile banking in Saudi Arabia has shown that the relative advantage has a significant impact on the mobile banking adoption. So the hypothesis is there is significant relationship between relative advantage and awareness toward using mobile banking during outbreak of COVID-19 among Malaysians. The third one is perceived risk and awareness toward mobile banking. Perceived risk has a significant impact on the adoption of mobile banking service by Brazil and Saudi Arabia. So the hypothesis is there is significant relationship between perceived risk and awareness toward mobile banking during outbreak of COVID-19 among Malaysians. Okay, we move to the chapter 3 research methodology. This chapter examines the different research methodologies commonly used by researchers in the area of information system. It acknowledged and discussed the research methodology used in the research. It contains research design, population, sample, method of collecting data, instrument of research, and analysis of data. This study will be conducted in quantitative study to the Malaysian people who have aware of mobile banking, and we will do primary data to collect the survey. Okay, we move to the research design. The researchers want to study Malaysian awareness of usefulness, perceived risk, and relative benefits toward mobile banking during the COVID-19 outbreak. So this study will be used a quantitative analysis to achieve the research objective. Okay, for population and sample, a research population is also known as the
well-defined collection of individuals or objects known as a sample have a similar characteristic. And a sample is simply a subset of the population, which is the concept of sample arise from the inability of the researcher to test all the individuals in a given population. Okay, the first one is study population. The population in this study is all Malaysia. There will be 150 respondents to fill out the questionnaire. Population study also in a different age range and income level. Okay, next, target population. The target population in this study is all Malaysian, and the research is focusing on different type of age. There are 5 type of age, which is below 12, age 12 until 18, age 18 until 30, age 30 until 45, and 45 above. And target population is also focusing on different level of income in Malaysia. There will be income below 2,000 ringgit, 2001 until 4,000, and lastly 4,000 and 1 ringgit above. The last one is sample size. In the researcher used probability sampling in this research. So they will be.
Now I will continue to explain the 3.3, which is a data collection. It have a primary data, which is a questionnaire. It consists a series of questions to gather the information from the respondent. It is a fast and efficient way than other approach to get the data and information from the wide range of the respondent. We can distribute the questionnaire through online. Okay, next is 3.4, which is research instrument. It have the design of the questionnaire. It is about to how we design our questionnaire. So the survey questionnaire also developed to evaluate the awareness of the use of mobile banking and include 3 independent variables, which is usefulness, relative advantages, and perceived risk. So the questionnaire also includes the question with choice of option and question of the score, which is strongly disagree to strongly agree. So it have 3 sections, which is section A is about the demographic profile that based on their race, gender, age, status, and education. For section B, we have the question that related with the independent variable. So they must to score from 1 to 5. So section C is about the respondent must to score based on their perception and information with the dependent variable. Okay, last is 3.5, which is data analysis. It is a process of using a statistical practice to interpret the data. It have 3, which is reliability analysis, descriptive analysis, and inferential analysis. For reliability is the way of estimating the quality of the measurement to collect data. So it is concerned with consistency or how far the question used in a survey. So for descriptive analysis, it helps researcher to simplify large amount of data in a sensible way. It also reduces a lot of data into a simpler summary. For inferential, it to infer or to make the assumption based on the data that we get. We have 2 ways, which is first is Pearson correlational analysis, that to analyze the 2 variables, which is independent and dependent variable. When the result correlation is -1, so it means that it's a perfect negative correlation. When we get the 1, it means that a perfect positive correlation. So number 2 is multiple linear regression, which is that it is about to analyze the relationship between independent and dependent variable with the formula that are given. So the conclusion, chapter 3 is about the research methodology that used in gathering the data, and we use the quantitative approach, which is the questionnaire, to construct the research. So that's all from our group. Thank you.